Okay, Keenan, you there?
I'm here.
Okay, but I already introduced you in the blog post. So real quick, for anybody who didn't read that, this is Keenan Mann. I'm Chad Cook, and this is my best friend, Keenan Mann. Keenan's not only a good friend, but he's highly qualified to talk about basketball. Keenan, I Googled your name, and I'm proud to say I know somebody who's in Wikipedia. So I found a Wikipedia post from when you guys came one game away from getting to the NCAA tournament. And did you know that you and Derek Stewart and 3 Coastal Carolina guys were the only all-tournament players for the Big South Conference that year?
I had no idea of that or that there was a Wikipedia entry. That's funny.
I'm sure.
A long time ago.
I'm sure there are hundreds of them, but that was the first one I found, and that's the one that I decided to share with our audience here. So, all right, so you watched that video I sent you, right?
I did watch it.
Okay, so while I was in Missouri for the NCHBC tip-off tournament, there were several teams from Memphis, Tennessee, and it seemed like they all had some guys and girls on their teams that could handle the ball. And so I started talking about who's the best ball handler in Memphis, who's the best ball handler in homeschool basketball. And Keenan, you know when I come home from Missouri, I'm always excited about hoops, right?
That's right. You can't stop talking about for a good bit of time after you get back.
Yeah, I tell you about Justin Jackson and Chauncey Collins and all that crazy stuff, and you're like, who's this guy? Who is he talking about? And so when I came home today, I sent you this video of these kids who could really handle the rock. And do you have a vote, or do you want to talk about more than one of these young people? You know, how they can pat the rock, as we used to call it.
Yeah. Okay. So I'll say up front that I agree with you on all 3. They all have. I'm a little bit older than you, and we said handles back then. So. Well,
I was going to ask you that because I was going to ask you was it handle or handles, but it was with a
It was handles.
Right?
It was handles because if you only had one hand, then you didn't qualify. So your handles meant you could go with both hands.
Yeah, no, okay, I got you. Love that. Okay, talk on. I'm sorry for interrupting.
So I agree with you.
I'm sorry for interrupting.
So I agree with you. All the clips that I saw on Bailey, Rashawn, and also is it Nate?
Yes.
All 3 qualify as having handles. I could share this video with any of my friends from the old days, and they would agree. Yeah. But if you're going to ask me to vote, now I'm putting I'm lacing my sneakers back up.
Okay.
And I'm going to vote based on who I'd want to play with. Okay. And it would be hands down Bailey.
Okay. Tell me why.
Hands down, because as a player, you know, Bailey. First of all, obviously she's a girl, and I don't mean that in a derogatory or detrimental sense.
Of course.
But she's got to be a whole lot more efficient with hers, and she does. Bailey never overdid it. I watched the other 2 guys overdo it a little bit and handle the ball just because they could handle it. Bailey did it all purposefully, and so for my money and for the energy that I'd have to expend, I think I'd have to expend a lot less playing with Bailey over the other 2. So, with all respect to the other 2, the 2 guys, because they were very good as well, I'm going with Bailey. And if she's listening, I'd go pick her and any 3 other people, and we'd win a bunch of games right now.
Yeah. Oh yeah. No doubt. Yeah, and you know, you stole my pick because I was going to go with Bailey, but you know what? What a good point though about wanting to play with her, because you didn't see all the games that I saw, but constantly, you know, she threw the ball. She's dribbling in the backcourt and throwing ahead. She did that more than half the time.
Oh yeah.
And nobody, Keenan, that's the perfect person to play with, right? Throw ahead.
Exactly.
Throw ahead.
Exactly. She's looking up. She's dribbling the ball with a purpose. She's only dribbling it because she hasn't passed it or shot it, not because she wants people in the stands to know that she can dribble it. And that's just beautiful. That's the way the game should be played.
But then she can also break an ankle too, right?
Exactly, and that was you know, there was nobody in here, so I was kind of wasting my oohs and ahs, but there were a couple of times when she made me do that with a little crossover. None of those kids probably remember Tim Hardaway, but she made me think about him a couple of times.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. Did you catch the one when she went through the paint? Kind of. I don't know if you remember the old Steve Smith move, that fake spin move.
Oh yeah, I remember
Kind of
that.
left the girl going right. Yeah, that was cool.
Yeah,
that was cool.
That as well.
Yeah.
So she's got the package. Now, where'd you say she's going to school?
She is going to Union. I want to say it's called Union College or Union University, although that would sound a little repetitive. But yeah, it's a D2 school in Tennessee. It's in Tennessee. She's from Memphis, and I've been told that they're like our hometown Augusta State guys, very competitive at the D2 national level.
I'm going to go ahead and predict that she does well there over the course of her 4 years.
I agree. Somebody I know really, really well who knows what she's talking about told me, I don't know her really well, but I know for sure that she knows what she's talking about, told me over the weekend that she'll play nonstop for 4 years, and that's how I feel. But so real quick on the other guys, another vote has been cast by a boy player from Memphis, and his name's Alex Stackley, if I remember right. I hope I got that right, Alex. Okay. And he told me he knows Bailey, and he's played with Nate Vaughn, and his vote goes in for Nate Vaughn. So I mean, that guy can handle it. And so one vote for him, one vote for Bailey so far, and then since I he stole my vote, so I'm going to go ahead and go with Rayshawn. And here's what I like about Rayshawn Benson. He gets low when he explodes past people.
Yes.
Yeah. He gets real.
I would bet. I don't know this, and I don't know the stats, but I'd bet based on that he's probably never been picked. I've been picked very few times.
Well, yeah, and think about it, like you said, you would most like to play with Bailey. I agree.
Yeah.
I would probably least like to guard Rayshawn because he's coming at you, and he can go both ways. So if he's got in his right hand, he can either go hard right or cross over real powerfully right to left. You see, there's a clip in there where he comes off the screen and roll, and the guy's just backing up, and it's like, okay, he's going to get. He's going to get done here because he's got a head of steam, and he does go left very often, scoring left. I put one of those clips in there. Actually, won the game. It was the go-ahead basket with him going left off the screen and roll, and he really gets low. That's hard to guard.
Hard to guard. I think that's a very good way of putting it. I think he's definitely the hardest. He would definitely be the hardest to guard out of three for the reasons you just described. No question.
Yeah. Now, shout out to Nate Vaughn as well. He's a heck of a player. That game that I put in the clip that I sent you, he had 41 that game.
Wow.
They were losing. I want to say 31-21 at half. Next thing you know, they're winning 50-49 at the end of three because he and his teammates, they put together a 29-point third quarter, and he had 41 that game. So he's a heck of a player. He's a junior. Bailey's a senior, and I'm not sure what Rayshawn is, but that's the report. I told you about the MHEA Eagles girls. I showed you some clips of them, the Spurs of homeschool basketball, and so I was excited, and I had to share it with my homeboy Keenan, and I'm going to make a homeschool basketball fan out of you real soon too, right?
That won't be hard. That won't be hard from what I've seen so far.
I guess you are when you think about the old GAIS Eagles with Matt Miller and Austin Crown and Dominique and those guys, right?
That's right. I converted easily, and it's so. Once you're a basketball fan, as long as what's on the floor is fun to watch, it doesn't matter what comes in front of that. Home school, public school, private school, it's all basketball. As long as it's good basketball.
Yep. Just hoops. Yeah, good, man. Well, great to talk to you. Now, I know you're about to go off and search Google and Wikipedia all night and probably print it out and show it to your son and stuff like that.
Maybe frame something.
Yeah, you go do that.
All right, man.
All right, homie. I'll talk to you later.
Thanks, Chad. Later.